Hey gamers, welcome to another DSP video. You guessed it, we are covering the Fightcade situation here. Now, obviously, I know there is a night stream he did that's also full of nonsense that I may cover later on. It won't be in this video because this video will probably be long enough. So let's get right into it. Oh wait, hold up. Here we go.
Out to hate.
Shout out
Shout
for
out to
hate.
hate.
Shout out to hate.
Shout out for
Shout
hate.
out for hate.
I feel the vibe.
Woo! 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 Dong 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 dong. Dong 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 dong. Woo! 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 Now, what I wanted to talk about is Fightcade.
All right.
Okay?
Yes. Fightcade.
More, let me tell you guys something. This starts all the way back.
Let me
in
tell
the
you something,
mid-2000s.
brother.
Okay? In the mid-2000s, GGPO netcode was released.
Uh-huh.
Now, this netcode was basically
Okay.
something to work with already existing emulators.
All right.
People were already
Okay.
playing fighting games online in
Dude,
the 2000s
This is like,
through
you know,
emulators.
I'm sitting here listening to this, and it's so funny to me. It's so funny knowing what ended up happening to Fightcade in the realm of DSP's content, and I just want to like just remind everyone. Let's say that the IP wasn't a problem, and he could play Fightcade forever and ever, and no problems would ever arise. It's completely troll-proof, whatever the fuck. You already are hearing a lot of like this grandiose fucking description of Fightcade where you just know every time he does a fucking schedule segment talking about the next Fightcade stream, it's gonna be just full of this nonsense, or every time he talks about it, it's just gonna be this nonsense from him. So I remember, like, this, full of this, like, nostalgic nonsense. That's all it is. And that's what we're doing here, obviously.
Over the internet. But it was all lag-based netcode, which is really called delay-based netcode. What that means is when there is an issue with the latency or whatever, the game will slow down and start to play in slow-mo.
Oh.
That way you can try to catch up with the things that it's having an issue with the latency. All right? With the GGPO netcode, it does the opposite. The game keeps running at the same speed, and it uses a predictability factor to kind of guess
A predictability
what exactly
factor.
it is that's being input.
You know, I'm so, like, and what's so lame, this dude is discussing netcode. Like, this specific netcode as if it's, like, something that is so ancient. Like, move on.
And then it tries to rectify that after the fact. So if you're playing in a bad connection on a rollback netcode, which was originally called GGPO netcode.
Okay.
What'll happen is you'll see something happen on screen, but then if it was wrong, it'll reverse what happened on screen, take it back, and then show another outcome. Or in the worst case scenario, it'll take it back and just fast forward, and then something happened you never even got to see. And I
Right.
remember when the GGPO netcode
Like,
first released.
Did that happen with GGPO? I don't remember because, like, I barely played online games at that point. But, like, if it's the same netcode as it is today, I don't see a lot of fast forwarding in it. But whatever, okay.
And you know, we were asked to test.
Like, this is the thing that's so frustrating about DSP. You cannot listen to him and, like, believe what he's saying. And he's wondering why no one takes him seriously or people don't think he knows what he's talking about, because I'm listening to him explain this and it's, like, hard to, like, fucking believe that this even is a thing. I have played online games, I've never seen it fast forward, and I can't comprehend what that would look like. Whatever.
it out. The FGC was outright asked, hey, everyone, test this out and give us feedback on it. And I played on it, and I was like, wow, it definitely feels smoother than the delay-based netcode. But, dude, it would be teleporting. You would be going all over the place. And then even when you were playing a match that looked good, like there was no teleporting or rollback visible, you'd be playing, and sometimes your move just would outright not come out. Walk forward, punch. Literally nothing. Just walk forward, no input. Huh?
Okay.
Where did my input go? And this would happen a lot. It wasn't like, oh, rarely. probably several times a match. And in a fighting game,
But the thing is, with fighting games and stuff like this is like I feel, let's say even if you take him at his word for what he just said, it'd probably be forgiving in the sense that like shit will just happen. You're not gonna get the perfect netcode, and no matter how hard you like, this dude acts as if like if the Cannon brothers like, oh, Phil's right, this does suck. Let's work hard on it. That they're gonna like magically create a netcode that's flawlessly perfect, that has no issues at all, and that's not gonna happen. It's probably the best it's gonna be at the time, and it probably, I'm gonna go on a limb and say it probably improved since then, and it'll probably be better in the future. But DSP is like, we should stop asking for good and ask for better. But like, sometimes you just can't get better sometimes, and it's just a long process. Again, he acts as if like making a netcode is just easy. Like anyone could do it. Anyone could just go on the computer and type better netcode, and there you go. Like it's the same frustration as him saying, guys, game developers just need to make good games, okay? They need to stop making bad games and make good games. Wow, what great advice.
can't afford to have move just be eaten and dropped and not come out. That's a critical thing about a fighting game, especially, you were talking mid 2000s. We're not talking modern fighting games, but back then, every move counted. Imagine playing Super Turbo, and it's the critical moment, and you press the button, and absolutely nothing happens, and the opponent now hits you with a giant combo, game over.
Giant
or
combo.
They jump at you. Oh God, let me block. Oh, just doesn't block once. Dead. Just instant death.
Dead.
What the hell?
What the hell?
What is going on?
What the flippity
right?
floppity floop?
And that's
right?
how it was. So it was shocking for me because I was like, wow, so this GGPO netcode, which is again what it was called back then. It was
why did he do this? This GGPO, like okay.
called rollback netcode yet.
All right.
It makes the game look better to me. It looks smoother. It absolutely does.
Oh my
But
god.
the actual experience of playing it is not satisfactory. Number one, when there is a lot of lag.
And the other thing is that I hate him describing this or whatever, because it's just biased. It's just resentment from like an era that people didn't give a shit about him or whatever the fuck, or just built up resentment. And it's like, do I really want to listen to a dude describe something that he doesn't like? To this degree, like, yeah.
Reporting all over the place, and things are just, you can't even see what's happening. And then when you have a match when that isn't happening, sometimes your moves just get eaten up. And it was frustrating. And, I even confronted the maker of the code and said, is this true? And everything you're saying.
Why didn't he name him? The maker of the code. Did he walk into the Matrix and find the guy and like, why did he make that code? And he just like is sitting in his little chair in front of all these TVs of fighting games?
Is true. Okay, well then why is it that when I posted my criticisms of this netcode on your website, shoryuken.com, you removed the post and you suspended me?
Now get a load of this. Get a load of this. Massive irony. He had a chair sponsorship with Spawn Seats. OP Seats was already done and gone because of the trolls. It was OP Seats. Spawn Seats was the one he got afterwards, and the chair he currently has. Not this one, the one by his computer. That Spawn Seats, that company, he was shilling the fuck out of. A dude in his chat at the time said, these chairs are made in China and they're knockoffs or whatever the fuck he said. DSP banned him and said, don't make fun of my sponsor or whatever the fuck. He banned him just for saying that their chairs sucked. And DSP is mad that shoryuken.com deleted the post because he wasn't sucking the dick of GGPO. So if that was such a big deal to him, then why did he ban Save the House? That was the guy's name, by the way, for saying that his sponsored chair was shit. If this is such a big deal, he was just saying, DSP, get a better chair. That's all the dude was saying. He said, hey, if you're gonna get a sponsorship, get a good chair to be your sponsor. And DSP banned him. And then when Spawn Seats went away, he unbanned him. and said, "Well, what do you want me to do, man? I can't have you in my chat saying shit about the sponsor I had." This dude, why do people hate him? No one will know. It can't possibly be because this dude is a fucking two-faced piece of shit. It's hilarious. And you know, this was a thing that I didn't think of when I first heard this fucking rant. I rewatched this one just to get like a little bit of like an idea of what he was ranting about, and listening to it the second time and now the third time, it's just so funny. It is so funny. This dude was becoming everything he hated in 2017 into 2018. This dude is a clown. And this dude deserves to be shit on, as he would say, because he loves poop. Actually, no, that might be too good for him. He might actually enjoy it. I don't know what. You know what? Maybe he's in a good place in hell. This is his hell. He has to deal with trolls all the time. You know what? Maybe this is what he deserves.
Oh, because we're trying to sell this netcode to Capcom and other companies, so we can't have people saying negative things about it.
So why?
So all the posts
about to
that
the
kiss
house,
the
you
netcode's
banned him.
butt saying, "Wow, this is so much better than delay-based. It looks better." We're allowed to be posted.
Dude, again, he did this for his fucking chair. When that guy was saying the chairs are stupid or whatever the fuck, he banned him and said, "You can't, don't talk shit about my sponsorship." Oh my god.
Post, which was honest criticism,
and no, this dude is so fake. He's so fake. LOL, I can't wait for the game to come out. It looks really interesting. Where's the game? Where's the playthrough? Oh, because they got him kicked off supposedly of the partner program. That's why he didn't play it. No, it wasn't. He wasn't gonna play it. Because, you know, the thing is, like, it's very wishy-washy if they got him kicked off or not. You know what I mean?
Moved and I was punished. Okay? That was 20 years ago. All right? Since then, obviously a lot has changed. Okay? And in reality, you know, everyone has these different skewed histories of Street Fighter, depending on who you were friends with.
A lot has changed, and now he's saying this. Notice how when he was considering playing the game, like he was gonna play the game, it went from definite, it's bullshit, this and that. Now it's, well, it depends on who you ask, you know, this and that. So wait, so was it always going to be shitty or not, huh?
And who you knew and where you lived. And my history of Street Fighter is just very different than everyone else's, because I lived on the East Coast. I wasn't friendly with the people who ran Shoryuken.com and the people who ran Evo. In fact, it was kind of the opposite. I was kind of at odds with them a lot because I felt that they had a lot of things that they were running that weren't very kosher.
About what? You know, and this dude is saying this as he actively tried to remove Guilty Gear from tournaments he ran. Now, sure, I'm a fucking Guilty Gear cuck here, and I may say whatever, but the thing is, at the end of the day, you're running a tournament that's running Guilty Gear. I don't think it's professional or kosher for you to actively try to remove a game from a tournament you're running. Stupid. And this dude not only just wanted to remove it for whatever reason, he also shits on the people who wanted to participate. And this dude is saying that they're not kosher and they run stuff weird and bad or whatever. I don't know, DSP. Did the people at Evo in the West Coast say everyone who play Guilty are fucking weirdos and not normal people or whatever the fuck and all this other nonsense, and then had to grow up being afraid of the Guilty Gear fans for the rest of their life? I don't know. It seems you are, though.
A lot of very questionable practices at their tournaments and all kinds of stuff. Okay, so
DSP yet again saying they have questionable practices at their tournaments, as this dude actually tried to remove Guilty Gear from his tournaments. Like, again, I don't find that professional that you have a tournament at your event, a game at your event, and then you're just saying, let's get rid of it. But it's already there. Why do you want to get rid of it? People are already signing up. Get rid of it. Who cares? Okay.
The reason we're talking about this is because this all ties into Fightcade, okay? If you don't know...
How does this tie into Fightcade? Oh, because the people who play it are from that? Dude, you're playing Street Fighter 6. You don't think people who LoveShuriken.com or whatever the fuck is playing Street Fighter 6 as well. Whatever.
Fightcade. All right? And by the way, Jughead Jones, you're absolutely wrong. The posts are not archived there because they were deleted.
I think this got debunked as well because I think ALT found a chat log, by the way.
From the site. What you're talking about are unrelated posts, not to the subject, so get banned, you fuckface.
Get banned!
Everything I'm talking about was in IRC chats and shit. These conversations I had, they can't be archived from SRK, you dunce.
You dunce.
Fucking
Stupid.
moron detractor in my chat, trying to hide out, pretending like he's not.
Trying to hide out and pretend that he's not. This dude really runs his chat in probably the worst way imaginable. So he sees this guy, says, and he knows he's a detractor, keeps him around. Because the thing is, he wants to keep him around so that he doesn't ban him and have to deal with trolls saying, he banned a dude who was innocent. But, man, this guy says he doesn't care what trolls say and all this stuff, but he does a lot of stuff in fear of what the trolls may say. This dude is so fucking fried, it's ridiculous. Like, this dude knows he's a he's a troll. Then ban him. But at the same time saying, well, this stuff exists or whatever, and then say, well, no, man, I'm talking about chats. I didn't say this on the post. I
love it. Oh, everything Phil ever said has been archived. Wrong.
Wrong.
All the deleted posts are gone.
Dude. Okay.
You would never find my posts about this because they were deleted. The ones that you'll see were the ones that were allowed to be posted. They were selective.
They were allowed to be posted. They were selective. Whatever.
But they allowed to be on the site.
Okay.
And no, the private conversations.
Now, you know what's funny? This dude is saying, like, oh, they allowed this, they allowed that. Oh, they're very selective what posts they have on their shit, whatever, correct? But DSP literally has an approval system for his comment section. That's not being selective what gets posted. Same with suggestion box, to the point where it's just automatic denied. Like, we're not even doing suggestion box anymore. That's dead and buried. Fuck that, right? Correct? And this dude is like, they were very selective. You're selective. You have approval system on your comments. And then when people are like, why didn't you let this happen? Oh, it's my place of business and I have to work to say. And look, I agree. People who run their channel, who run a website, whatever, have the right to, like, kind of moderate what they want on their shit. It's, their channel, they, whatever. But this dude is saying this, but then says, how dare these people run a website and decide what's allowed on their website? As this guy also, when he had a website, a forum, he would edit other people's posts against their will. Okay.
That I have with the people behind the scenes.
But remember, he's judgmental of SRK for being not kosher and doing all this stuff. But honestly, everything this dude has done is not kosher. He has a forum that he ran. When people would make troll posts or whatever the fuck, he would edit their post to make it say something completely different that's not the original post. That's not very professional and kosher, because they're altering what a dude said against their will on your site. Like, it's one thing just to delete the post like a normal fucking person, but it's another to edit their post and make them say, I'm stupid or whatever the fuck. Whatever.
Archived, you're a moron. Fuck off.
Fuck off. Bye-bye.
So, let's get back to
into the
bullshit. Fightcade is an emulation suite program or whatever you call it.
Whatever you call it. Whatever it is.
On GGPO netcode. Okay?
Normally people would say emulator DSP. Whatever. Whatever you want to call it.
Of course, this is 20 years later GGPO netcode. I'm absolutely sure it's better than the original version that I played in the early to mid 2000s when it was first made available to everyone in the fighting game community.
Okay.
So make no mistakes, I'm sure today's experience is probably a lot better. 20 years to hash out the wrinkles or iron out the wrinkles, I should say. God. Probably it's going to be better. Okay.
It's probably going to be better.
You don't have to pay for it. They're giving it away.
Then,
that's pretty cool.
You know what's funny? Hilarious even? This dude goes on about how you can't criticize or complain about stuff that's free. This dude was criticizing Fightcade before he even considered playing it. Oh, it's full of tryhards, people cheat, this and that. But it's free, Phil. It's free.
right?
Free.
Now here's the thing.
Here's the
10
thing.
years ago, I started playing old school fighters on console, and people started giving me crap. Why are you playing Third Strike Online Edition? Why are you playing the Marvel versus collection? I forgot what it was called, but whatever that collection was called. Why are you playing that on console? There's Fightcade. And then we had the...
This is so ridiculous where this is going to end up, by the way. But people were probably telling about Fightcade because it's like, oh, it's a sweet, you can get more games that are not preserved legally and all this other shit. Like, you can't buy these games anymore, and you'll have a whole suite at your fingertips to play these games and all this stuff. Like, people who are just trying to help him out, or suggest something. Just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind.
Capcom Classics collection, which I played for a good 3 to 4 years, which I really shouldn't have done because it ran horribly on console and had no actual, like, moderation or anything. Trolling was rampant.
Classic
in addition,
whatever.
There was the Ultra Street Fighter 2 game on the Switch, and that was a piece of dog shit because it had hidden characters that were broken and way overpowered compared to the rest of the cast. They weren't meant to be played competitively, but they put them in ranked play. Okay? And then
these are meant to.
Botch was the Capcom Fighting Collection, which featured classic games paired in with Darkstalkers and stuff. A great collection that had no cross-platform play, no promotion.
Yeah, because that would fix it, right? Correct.
Literally no ease of use when it came to finding people online. So imagine there's 4 or 5 versions of Darkstalkers in this game. You're trying to play them online, but everyone's in a different one. You can't even find them. So because of that, everyone would try to play and never...
You could just find the general consensus online. Again, this is all research you would do if you like video games.
Find matches, or it would take forever. So they really screwed it up, all right?
They
like
screwed it up, man.
10 years that there's been attempts to make classic fighting games be on console really have been just a big botch job after botch job, mistake after mistake.
Man, remember, like,
and
he was very gung-ho to get people to buy the Capcom Fighting Collection.
People would say, man, Phil, you're really missing out. Everyone who plays retro fighting games plays them on Fightcade on PC. Literally, there's an entire enthusiast community of people playing retro games on PC, and you're never part of it, which sucks because we can see you're good at old fighting games.
Oh my god.
We want to see you play old fighting games at a good capacity.
This is so
and you're
lame.
just not getting that.
The thing is, no, I'm going to get a little bit ahead of this video. He brings up how trolls only want him to do Fightcade because they want to get his IP address, I guess, whatever. But in reality, the reason why they want him to play Fightcade in the first place was just so that he would be able to face the OGs and get bodied. That's really it. It was nothing nefarious or anything more than just that. That's it. Now, how do I know this? I mean, I just think it's a natural thing to want from a guy who is like, I'm amazing at Street Fighter. I kick so much ass. I'm like the best Street Fighter player on the planet. Like, you'll naturally want this guy to get beat the fuck up. Like, if I went on and on about how I'm the best Guilty Gear player on the planet and I'm so good and I'm like amazing, if I say it enough times, you probably would want to see me face off a pro Guilty Gear player, probably Leffen or whatever the fuck that guy's name is. I think he was a Happy Chaos player at one point. So you probably would want to see me face him and lose because I'm being so full of myself. But you know, I don't think I'm that good. But whatever. DSP is like, I'm so good, I'm like amazing, and all this other bullshit.
You're playing these crappy console versions of the games. Okay, so,
and they were also telling him that because every time you would see those streams, there's no one playing. Oh, Goji takes us here. Gotta leave. And they're like, okay, then play Fightcade. There's more people there. Just numbers wise.
I always said, hey, listen. I don't have the viability to do it. I just don't.
Listen.
And also, there's another concern that a lot of people don't realize, okay? When you talk about Fightcade or any of these...
Another concern. Another one. Just get a load of this.
Leaders or whatever. Who do you think is honestly playing Fightcade? Do you think that it's just a bunch of casual people?
Casuals would not download a free thing. How does he know? I mean, I downloaded Fight Kid at one point. I didn't understand it. I never went back to it because I'm just too apple pilled, man.
Who just, oh man, I heard that you could play old fighting games on there. Let me just boot it up, and play it casually, and this will be fun. I hate to tell you guys, that's not who's on there. Okay, you want to know who's on there?
And this Loki also exposes that this dude loves these old collections on console because he got to body babies. As I said for years, he loved these games to be on console because it was the easiest way to build up his own security about his fighting game powers. Because this dude was like, if you watch the 30th anniversary collections videos or whatever the fuck, he was like, "That's not the speed. This won't work on the actual game. Oh, look at all of this. Oh, I'm faking them. Oh, boom. All this other bullshit." He was like bragging all the time about how he was botting these people who probably never played a Super Turbo before. And he's like sitting there being a tryhard. Like, he would run lobbies. It was to the point where Goji Tanks is doing a service to people. He would join a dude's lobby, be player one the whole night until Goji Tanks arrived. It was really like they were like, "Oh god, this guy is not leaving the cabinet. Bring in Goji Tanks. You got get him to kick him out." It was like Goji Tanks was doing a service. Like, Goji Tanks was like watching the streams, like, "Oh, this guy is like really sitting in this lobby for far too long. Okay, I'm gonna go in there and fix it." And then he'd leave and open it and get him out of there because this dude would just run other people's lobbies.
Likely are either old school players who this is the only viable way for them to play these games anymore because there are no arcades to play against people anymore. So this would be the one way to get competition in them. Or people who have come up in the community over the last 10, 20 years who necessarily weren't playing these games because they were too young back in the day, but they've grown an affinity for them. So I would bet, exaggeration.
You know what's funny, though? He was saying for years how the new FGC does not appreciate the classics and all this other bullshit. And he just told us casually, yeah, I think they'll probably play the old games if they had an affinity for them. So the whole they don't appreciate the classics is just out the door, huh?
There's probably a group of 20 to 30-year-olds, younger than me, that are super duper good at old school fighting games now, solely because they've been playing them on Fightcade for the past 15 years. I wouldn't be surprised at all. When they do a super
now and get all of this bullshit though. He's sucking their dick because he was gonna play them supposedly, but before this and then after, they're cheaters. They cheat, and now they're skillful and cool. This dude is just so fake, and it's like painful. How this dude like goes out of his way to be this way.
Tournament? How much do you want to bet the top placers are people who just sit around playing on Fightcade all day? And there's nothing wrong with that, but the point I'm making is these are people who never stopped playing. They've literally been playing non-stop retro games forever. So, as much as I like retro Street Fighter, all right, to step into the realm of Fightcade, literally the people who never stopped playing, is kind of like someone who's rusty at a sport trying to now go play against pro players.
Who cares?
Right? Like, that's literally the situation.
Like, dude, it's a video game. There are people who play fighting games to fuck around, to play competitively, whatever the fuck. Like, this dude is such a... And he's like, I'm not a tryhard. I just want to play to have fun. I guarantee you, he would say that these fight game streams, this would just be trying to relive the old days. This is like that because that's what he used to say when he played 30th anniversary collection. When people were like begging him to drop it, he was like, "Well, this is me to re-experience the classics and all this other corny ass shit." This dude is so fucking corny. It's like unbearable sometimes.
So, even if I jumped into Fightcade, you're probably talking like I'm gonna get nonstop manhandled and spanked by people who
why does this dude like just want like has such sexual fantasies about this all the time? Like it's like a little outlet for sexual fantasy. He has diaper Honda, and sometimes dirty diaper Honda, which is like You know, that fetish, I never got that fetish, and I don't want to try to. Like I guess I'm glad DSP has something going on. I hope Cat's cool with it. I don't know. I mean, it's something. I mean, maybe that, you know what, that might explain Cat's weight. She saw what he was into and was like, I don't want to be part of this, and she just gained weight so that he would never touch her because she does not want to participate in what this guy is into.
Playing these games crazy high level for years. For example,
She's
one
like,
of the games
I married a
absolutely
fucking
love from back
creep.
in the day is
I
X-Men
married
versus
this
Street
guy.
Fighter.
Imagine marrying this. Like, imagine you wake up every day and this is next to you. Like, tell me you wouldn't like get depression hungry. Like you would probably be fat too. You'd probably be waking up every day, going to like a retail job, dealing with that, coming home and be like, oh god, this is my husband. You're gonna be fucking like something, you know. It explains a lot. The more I think about it, I'm starting to understand Kat a little bit more as to why she's the way she is, and it's not good because DSP is the worst thing to happen to her, probably. Well, one of the worst things. I mean, I don't want to say absolutes for obvious reasons, but DSP is DSP. I mean, Kat probably has the most unfortunate life I've seen. She's the true victim here, not Phil.
Game that put the versus games on the map. Before that, there was games such as X-Men: Children of the Atom, Marvel Superheroes,
Children of the Atom.
And this is what started the Marvel licensing with Capcom fighting games, the super jumps, the cartoony look.
Cartoony
but it was
look.
X-Men versus
What?
Street Fighter that had the first versus, the 2v2
Okay.
gameplay, where you could tag in and out and do double teams and do great giant flashy super moves. This was the first game that was super appealing to the eye to watch, not just fun to play. This is what started the big competitive fighting game movement, where people wanted to go to tournaments and watch players because the game was it was like a giant, awesome comic book on the screen, right? So this game is ultra fun. Every character in the game is broken.
This dude says this, but he said that Ultimate Marvel 3 for being that like flashy on the screen is awful and stupid. But it's cool that Marvel 2 did that. Interesting.
No exaggeration. Literally every character in X-Men vs. Street Fighter has like an infinite combo that can be done ad nauseum, and you just win when you start landing it. It's crazy broken. Okay.
Crazy.
At the same time, sadly, the game is broken because of it.
So you know, he says this about that game, but then why was Ultimate Street Fighter 2 awful? Because it had broken characters. Isn't that just fun? I mean, he just like, it's so weird that he praises other games for being broken, then shits on other games for being broken. You can't win.
If you don't know those strategies and combos, you basically don't have a chance. All right. Now I knew those strategies and combos 20 years ago.
That's why he liked it, because he could do it. He could exploit the brokenness. He couldn't do that in Ultimate Street Fighter 2 because I don't think he was able to understand the code or whatever the fuck or whatever. So that's why it was bad. He couldn't do it. Oh, okay.
I haven't played the game in so long. It probably would take me a while to get back into the swing of things and start to remember. Now imagine I go to play it on Fightcade, and the first match is against someone who's literally played the game since the 1990s, has never stopped playing, plays the game regularly online, and instantly just infinites me.
Okay, this dude, it's so lame how this dude like fantasizes that everyone is a no-lifer. Everyone. If you're good at something, you must be a no-life for that thing, right?
The end, it's like, I get the feeling that's Fightcade. Like, in a nutshell, that's Fightcade. People who are the biggest fans and hardcore players of these games, and this is the only way you can consistently get good matches. So this is just what they've been doing nonstop. Again, these are probably the people keeping this alive. When you know, what do they call, like, the enthusiast community? It's not necessarily a pro circuit for these older games anymore.
Oh my god!
But they keep it alive via playing on
Dude,
Fightcade, and then they hold their own
ridiculous.
tournaments as side
The
events
enthusiast?
during big tournaments, right?
Ugh,
So I almost guarantee you,
whatever. Like,
That's
why can't people just like a game and they just want to play? Why do they have to be an enthusiast? Like, why does he like put people in boxes like this? Like, shut up!
what's going to happen. Now there's some other
You should put him in a box. Put Phil in a box. Oh wait, he already is. I forgot he's a fucking Pigman.
issues as well. When you play on PC, you may not be aware of this. Cheating is absolutely rampant.
Oh, now we're
I mean, this is
talking
a
about
free
cheating.
client. All right, there's going to be people who have everything mapped on their controllers, so they don't have to do shit. They're going to have one button.
What the fuck is he talking about? And by the way, this dude mapped the drive impact in Street Fighter 6 to one button. Interesting.
They're going to have one button combos in Super,
Uh,
all, you know, fucking mash up. They're going to have infinite turbo mode. Hold down the button and it's going to go kick, 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 faster than a human can tap the button. It's just a rampant
like,
thing.
he says this as if like that can't possibly happen on console. No one can have a turbo controller? That doesn't exist?
That you can't stop. It's going to happen when you're playing on PC on a thing that's free, that has no rules, essentially, right? So, but it's going to be pretty...
Dude, there's no rules. Like, do these modern fighting games, like, notice turbo buttons or not? I don't think they do.
Ridiculous. I'm guaranteeing you, to get on Fightcade and play these people is literally going to be like a laughable, hilarious experience. The first thing I'm going to do is just
we got the cope.
The initial cope. And not take it seriously. Because I feel like if I jump in and I start taking it ultra seriously from the get-go, I'm just going to get pissed. Because you're going to see that the most ludicrous things, right? Like, I predict I'm going to pick three.
This dude definitely has anger problems. I think he does. Because I feel a lot of this is like something someone told him to do when he's like, when he knows you might get angry. Well, Phil, in case you get really angry, what you should do is like, just come up with like whatever the fuck to like level him out. Well, level him off. It's just that I don't think that method is working for Phil anymore. Because, DSP has evolved to be a massive monster. Like, it's something else.
Third strike. And the first fight will be against a June. And the June will be perfect, where he'll be able to do, excuse me, not a June, a Yoon. And he's going to do the perfect hit string into super, into the big combo, into the super, into the big combo, into the super, into the big combo, into the super. Which is very tough to do.
He says as if it's very matter of fact, and I want proof of this.
Offline.
Like, come on.
But he'll be doing it perfectly online. Because they've probably been doing it for 30 years, right?
But it's online. I thought it drops inputs. Huh?
I guarantee it. I really don't think, for example, when I play these games on console, a lot of the times, the vast majority of people I'm playing aren't great. Because they're just casual people who are interested in retro fighting games. They buy it on their Xbox, they buy it on their PlayStation, they pop it in, and they play it, and you get some comp, but it's not necessarily high-level comp, but it's good because you can mess around. I can mess around with my Yuri.
He gets to win, and he gets to body a bunch of console babies, and, like, gets to feel good about himself. And they're just saying, like, I want this guy to leave the lobby. Goji Tanks, please save me.
Could, stick around with Hugo, characters who aren't, tournament viable for me, but I can at least mess around with them. I'm going to get on Fightcade, and it's going to go like this, just immediate spanking by every person that plays me.
And this dude is, like, so lame. This character is not tournament viable, so, like, okay, who cares? You're not running a tournament. You're not going to tournaments. Like, why do you care? Like, dude, people play low-tier characters anyway, and who cares? Like, come on.
I know it. Like, I'm already
play
expecting
characters you
that.
want,
I would be shocked if I play Fightcade, and I fight people of, like, average skill level, and I can actually hang with them. I'd be, like, blown away if that happened. Okay? So, that's number one.
I think I should have a sound clip
number two on top of it.
From
again, I just want to point out the fact this is a PC client. I guarantee you this is going to be a way for rampant cheating. Or, excuse me, not rampant cheating. Rampant trolling is what I meant to say.
Rampant trolling.
For example, I'm already being told, oh yeah, with Fightcade, there's no way to stop the chat on the screen, so people could just sit there saying awful things, and there's nothing you can do about it. Oh yeah, in Fightcade, people could just non-stop spam invites on you to play you, so you have to immediately turn it off, because if you don't, immediately, they're just going to...
It's very funny to me that these were reasons why he didn't want to do Fightcade, so it's like, okay. But then he was like... But he suddenly just wanted to do it. And I'm just like... But you told us you didn't want to do it because of that. Okay.
Constantly spam, and you'll never be able to use the dang thing. It's just constant pop-ups or things in your face that'll bother you. Like, really? Okay, that doesn't sound very good. Now, I have a legit question for everyone. I don't know how many of you have ever used Fightcade.
Oh my god. This is the part.
Okay.
Get a load of this.
What about your IP address?
What about your IP address? And at first you think this is an innocent question. Oh, Phil's just being very cautious. Whatever the fuck. But I'm thinking to myself, this dude just out of the blue just thought, what about my IP address? About an emulation client. This dude used other emulators before. He played Home Alone. And all this other stuff. And just randomly, he decided to ask the question, what about his IP address? Like, I don't know.
That's actually a major concern for me.
Major concern.
Like, I can't have my IP address getting leaked and having more people try to DDoS attack me or DDoS me or whatever the fuck it's called. Okay? And I have a new IP. I've had a new IP for months. So
get this. He asked this chat, what about my IP address? My precious IP address. We gotta protect the IP address.
I need to find out that using this Fightcade is going to protect my IP address. I can't have it that people are going to have a way to discern my IP using this client. What's hilarious is people have asked me to use it for 10 years. Not a single person has brought up this thing.
So he had this question. He just happened to have for sitting, and he was told about Fightcade for 10 years. Not at all did he ever think, maybe I should like Google it, research it, look into it, ask other people. Like, again, people mentioned this for 10 years. And according to Phil, 10 years ago, he was white hot popular. People were talking to him. He had friends, man. And he couldn't be bothered to ask them about this? Okay.
This point about IP addresses. Okay?
So he asked the question, okay. And again, it's very suspicious to me. He just happened to think about this right now? Like, he didn't think of this yesterday, last week, last year, or at all. And I swear, I swear, he said that it did leak IPs. I swear he did. I'm not sure. So I'm not gonna say he said it for a fact. I just feel like he did. So if anyone has any like verification, validation, I don't know, proof or know what I'm talking about, let me know. But I feel like he did know, but I'm not sure.
So I need to know tonight when we're doing a live setup of this, how it works, how to prevent the trolling. Before I boot a single match, I need to have this set up so we're not going to have...
And just remember, the night stream was supposed to just be a setup stream. He was going to figure it out. Like, he wasn't promising he was going to play anything.
Pop-ups constantly with people inviting spam. We're not going to have people getting my IP and trying to knock my streams offline. You know, this all has to be...
People told him about the chat, the pop-ups, all before. And now he's like, well, we gotta figure this out. Well, does this happen? At some point, DSP, maybe you should just go on twitch.tv or youtube.com and just look up streamers who use it and look how they have it set up. And then maybe shoot your shot and try to ask a question in their chat. This dude, but I guarantee this dude is like afraid that if he talks in chat and someone else in chat, everyone's gonna make fun of him. Like he thinks what's gonna happen is gonna be the scene where a dude enters a bar and the bar's like, that guy's a bitch, let's all fucking bully him. He thinks that's gonna happen. He's gonna walk into a dude's chat and everyone in the chat's gonna like bully him. This dude just needs to grow up, ask a question, because at some point, if you're just asking like, oh, whatever the fuck, whatever, and people are just gonna dog on you, who's gonna look silly then? I mean, this dude has no, like, confidence or backbone when it comes to anything. I've said this till the end of time, but this dude just needs to grow up at some point. He needs to, like, learn to, like, stand his ground. Learn how to stand up.
Figured out before I fuck around with this thing. Alright? It's not as simple as, oh, I'm just a Joe Nobody, no one cares, so I can just download it and use it. No. You know that I'm a target.
You
So
know I'm a
everyone who's
target.
asked me for 10 years to use Fightcade, I hope you know what the fuck you're talking about. Because yeah, it's a major
Look how much that this dude puts on the audience. Look how much. Look how much. And he knows he has trolls in his chat and all this other stuff. And every day he's like, "My chat say two different things." Ah! And it's like, okay. So if you don't know who to believe or whatever the fuck, why don't you, I don't know, just find out the answers yourself? Like a big boy.
concern for me that something like this could happen. Okay?
And then he always tells us he learned his lesson. Oh, I'm not gonna like do this and that. And yet here we are yet again. He's at the mercy of his chat to like help him out. Because this dude's a big baby. Like, it is wild how much this dude has regressed as a person to be a baby. A baby! He has tantrums. This dude throws temper tantrums. And it's like, before the temper tantrums were only specific to games. Which at some point is like, I understand. Video games can get you mad, whatever. But now he just does it at a drop of a hat. When something doesn't go his way exactly, he just goes baby mode. Okay, this is a good face. This is like, this would be his face if you listen to my videos. Like, I'm just going off, and that's him. Like, that's the face you give when your mom is yelling at you to, like, pick up your laundry or you did something wrong. Like, you dragged mud into the house, and you broke a vase or a glass or whatever, and she's yelling at you, and you give her this look as she's yelling at you.
I hope it doesn't. I hope legit this is not an issue.
I hope it is.
And that we will get it working. So...
But it is.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
What am I supposed to do?
Fix this, or how do I
fix it?
So that's not going to be a concern, right? I don't know. Does anyone even know?
Again, he doesn't know if it's a problem. How do we fix it? A problem that may or may not exist.
You can block in-game chat and all that stuff. Well, that's what I need to do. Well, I guess what people were saying is that when you first boot it up, everything's on, obviously. But then you can turn off the ability for someone to send you an invite. The problem is...
This dude was planning on doing a stream to figure this out. Ask, how do I fix this? How do I do this? Someone says you can do this. So apparently, like, people told me this, like, so you know. You already have the information. This dude is so lame. It's so lame. He just wants to sit there and just waste oh my god. This dude just wanted to waste a stream. And this is why I really was suspicious that this dude just happened to not know it leaked IPs. Like, I kind of, like, this dude is the most sus motherfucker I've ever seen in my life. If someone told him about the fucking block shit, I feel someone did tell him about the IP address at this point. And he just did this as a show to get attention. Like, I've never seen a dude just like trigger so many conspiracies in a row. Like I'll be fair and say this is a theory and a conspiracy and all this other shit, but it's like this dude is a massive clown. Even that aside, like, he had the information about how to block stuff, and he's like, and he just said that willy-nilly. So then why are we doing a setup stream for that if you knew the answer to that?
That means that I have to always go to other people and invite them to matches. There is no matchmaking in this. It's just going to be a listing of people who want to play. And then you have to pick who you want to play, and they have to accept, and then you play, right?
Right.
So, I don't know. We have to see how it works. And if it doesn't work, if it ends up being a fucking mess, then I guess it's a fucking mess, and we just don't do it. And for those, why don't you set it up offline? What the fuck?
Now, I love that you said that if it doesn't work, it just won't work, and we won't do it again, or whatever the fuck. I love when he's like so like calm about not doing something and like, oh, this may not work and we may not do it, man. It's all good. But then when that happens, he goes baby mode. It's really like he just says shit. He really does. He really honestly does. He just says words and doesn't think about it. And then when people like listen to him and like respond to the words he's saying, he's confused because he already forgot what he said. He's already on to the next sentence.
are you talking about? How am I going to do that? Literally, the issue.
Dude, when people tell them to set up stuff offline, they're probably talking about like you could go to this fucking thing, look at what's there, and you can like turn things off or whatever. And he's like, "No, I gotta stream it, man." So he can sit there and like re-chat and then say, "Oh, I should do this, huh?" I don't know, man. So this guy said I should open the app. Yes, I'm gonna open the app. Sure, that's gonna work. That's what he would do.
Just cannot be figured out until we're doing it live, right?
Right?
If I play it offline, no one will know I'm doing it offline. So how would I know how I'm going to handle trolling? It would be the moment I turn it online that people start trolling me that we could figure out the fixes.
So he has to get trolled to start fixing it. Dude, a game has a built-in chat. You could probably surmise. He already knows the game has a chat room, that maybe there's a setting to change it. No, he has to get trolled first, and then he'll consider doing it. What the fuck is this dude on about?
Why? It doesn't even make sense.
Doesn't
the same
make
thing people
sense.
say about, oh, well, why weren't you ready for this when you did your multiplayer session? Because I wasn't fucking playing on stream.
What?
So I didn't have anyone trying to troll me. How could I have prepared for it when I didn't know how it was going to work? How would we have known that in Street Fighter 6 there's constant invite pop-ups? How would you know that unless you were playing it and people were trolling you live on a stream? You would never know that.
That's different, though.
People just think
that is different. Street Fighter 6 is a new game release at the time. No one knew how it would work, technically. Fightcade is an old thing. It has been around for years. You could probably have figured anything out. This dude, man.
The world is fucking perfect and everything can be perfectly prevented or planned for. Or no, like it's not. That's not really, reality.
There's really no critical thinking with him. He can't just read information and just like think about it for more than a second. Like, this dude needs to be shown stuff like a fucking baby, like a fucking Neanderthal. Like, he needs his hand to be held across the street. Like, he wouldn't even know what to do if there were no if there were no crosswalk signs to say walk and don't walk. He'd probably not know what to do. He'd probably think he can't cross the street. I can't cross the street. There's no sign saying I can. Huh? Like, I remember my mom was saying, in Greece, the road signs, there's no words. It's all icons. And when she migrated here, she's like, why do all these signs have words? Like, I know what a stop sign is, so I really need to see the word stop. and she was like, people were saying, are people really that stupid? They need, like, things to be spelled out to them or whatever. Like, she didn't say that exactly, to be fair. But I was just like, yeah, I guess we do. We have people like him. People like him exist. And it makes sense why we have all this nonsense now. DSP exists and the world suffers.
And if you think that, you probably live an insanely insulated fucking life where your mom probably does everything for you, so you don't realize that.
DSP, you can't be mocking people for having people have their moms do something for them. At least it's their mom, right? Like, honestly, what's more sad? Your mom helping you out or random strangers helping you out in life? In the way that they help DSP out. Like, I kind of think it's more sad with DSP because at least your mom is like, she's doing it because she loves you. And not an army of people who can't think for themselves just help Phil because, they somehow love this guy.
Things actually happen that you have to fix on the fly. It's just absolutely ridiculous, over-the-top nonsense. When people say shit to me like that, oh, you could have just easily prevented every problem early. It's like, no, you can't. That's not life. You're crazy if you think
you're
that.
Crazy.
Okay,
crazy, man.
So, here's the thing. I want to play Fightcade. I want to play old school Street Fighter. All right, but I have to get it working properly, and it's going to take time. This is not going to be tonight. I boot up the stream, and we have 5 minutes, and now it's working. I get the feeling it's going to be a rough setup. We got to, it has to be installed. I think I already have it installed, by the way.
It has to be installed. It's already installed. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just have to make an account. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure I already installed it last year. I just have to figure that out for myself, like how far I got. And And then
How
I think I
far
gotta
I
make
got? What?
an
Do you,
account,
do you
and
like
then
quit
I have to
during
figure it out. Like, how
installation?
do you set it up so you don't get pop-up invites, and how can people spam, and how do you get the chat off the screen so that people aren't saying gross stuff that everyone can see on the stream, right? And then also the other thing, how do I get it so that I can use it by sitting here? Because right now,
This part is so phenomenally stupid. Like I I I was just like taken aback by how dumb this dude is.
uh,
This dude is the worst problem solver I have seen.
right now, with this keyboard and
Like
mouse
holy
setup, the
shit.
keyboard and mouse are way the fuck over there.
Why?
Like way over there. So I can't reach them. I'd have to figure out how to get stuff to reach over here and use it realistically. Maybe the mouse would reach. But I don't
Are they wired accessories or are they wireless? DSP, you know we have wireless technology, correct? What is going on?
know about the keyboard. Plus, do I need the keyboard? Once
Oh
I
my god.
map everything out to the joystick,
Dude, this is unreal.
my
This is
joystick
unreal.
does work on a
How
PC.
stupid this dude
Is that fine? Or am I always need the keyboard? Once I map everything out to the joystick, because my joystick does work on a PC,
Okay.
is that fine? Or am I
Alright.
always going to need this fucking keyboard for something? Or will the mouse do everything? Right? Like, I don't know. See, now we got someone in chat who's literally
Uh-oh.
every time.
Look at this. This dude asked his stupid ass, dumb chat, does it leak your IP? Can you tell me? A chatter answers the question, and DSP responds with this. And it's like, dude, you asked, and a dude responded. What? Like, come on, grow up.
You play a match, someone has your IP. Guys, do you really believe that?
Do you really believe that?
Do you really believe that on Fightcade, that every time you play someone, they immediately get your IP address? Do you think anyone would actually use Fightcade if it immediately doxed your IP address?
Maybe they don't care, or they have a VPN, whatever. Like, yeah, you don't want your IP to be leaked or whatever. Like the thing is, like I've seen people dog on DSP being concerned about his IP, and I'm just gonna say, to a degree, I understand why, people would be protective of their IP. Like I don't think it's dumb for DSP to care. I get the concern and all this stuff. People can do stuff with IP addresses, as far as I understand it, and it's like, yeah, whatever, but. This dude is acting as if like a company can be sued for this, when I don't think we are at the point where police, government, or whatever gives a fuck about IP address to that extent. Like, because I don't think they either understand the ramifications of it, or they just like whatever. Or it's like, well, you decide your social security number, so there you go, like. And he looks at them like mocking them. So he got an email after this where a dude said like he thought DSP was making fun of him. Oh, this is when you're the special boy in your class, when the teacher picks on you to be the special boy. So the dude emailed him saying, I feel like you were attacking me, or whatever the fuck he emailed him with. And he's like, I wasn't attacking you. I would address you and this and that. I mean, he wasn't like it's telling him he was a piece of shit or banning him, but this is like aggressive reaction to a dude answering a question. And the thing is, this is what's so like frustrating with DSP and kind of insulting and kind of childish. He doesn't see this as aggressive or that people can take it back, as an attack, because he's saying this in a snarky way. And he sees it as like, oh, well, I'm just like having fun. I just think it's silly that you thought this, man. But like, dude, you asked for help. A dude answered, and you're like responding to them as if they told you that the president is like a clown. Well, I mean, it's Biden, so But a clown is kind of funny. Biden's kind of like, oh. Does he know? I don't know. I lost the joke with that.
Seriously,
Seriously.
Don't you think that would be a slight liability for the people who made it and for the people
But
who
is
use
it
it?
though? Like really? Because if you build a program, like, because with this logic, wouldn't DSP be held liable for the IP addresses his website fucking gathered? Like, he had a database of IP addresses, and I don't know if KG did anything with them. To be honest, I don't know. Maybe someone will like tell me he did. I'm not 100% sure. I know KG did shit. I know he did. I know he did some fucked up shit. But I don't know if he did that while he was a mod on the King of Hate forums or not. I don't remember. I don't know that part. But still, he had a website with IP addresses. DSP kept flaunting that. And like, I know your IP, I know where you live, and this and that. Wouldn't that be like a fucking liable issue or whatever? And it wouldn't be kosher. You know what? It wouldn't. It also would not be kosher that this dude is just taunting. He has your IP, and he can do whatever he wants if he chooses to. Right? Correct?
That every single moment, right? Like, what are you talking about?
What are you talking about? But I just don't think like it's an enforceable thing. Like
I don't know. People are just, I don't know. People are just,
he's acting as if Fightcade would like leak your personal information, like your social security number. I mean, even though it doesn't ask for that, and yeah, that'd be a liable issue. But this is like an IP address, and depending on how the law looks at it, they may not care. They may say this is like user thing, whatever, because it's like, I guess out of all the data that could be breached or leaked, the IP address is like the lowest on the ladder of like importance compared to like other stuff. Like I feel like people would be more willing to lose their IP address than lose their social security number or their like bank account or anything like that.
crazy, right?
Right? But again, he asked for help and the dude responded, and that's the reaction.
Anyway,
And
so
he made
I don't know.
and he made an example of him too to say, look how stupid this guy is. Do you believe this guy?
VPN, that doesn't work. When you do a VPN, it adds lag. What are you talking? Boy, you have no idea how a VPN works, do you?
I asked someone in a Discord about VPN, like the way that DSP describes it, is that accurate? And I was told that it would be accurate in 2002. So it's different today by today's standards. So he might be outdated on that
VPN.
knowledge.
That's not how VPNs work, genius.
Genius.
VPNs reroute you through another location of the planet.
Again, see, I'm more willing to understand what's going on more than this guy. This guy has outdated information supposedly, and he doesn't want to even see if it's accurate. He just knows something and never goes back to it. Like this is the thing that's so stupid about him. When people get new information, like you learn one thing, and it could be true when you learn about it. The next day you may learn something else that changes because things change. That's why like people talk in science all the time that each day you make a new discovery because one thing you understand today could change 5 years from now or whatever. Things are ever changing. But this dude learns one thing, dedicates that to memory, and any new information is not relevant because it's not real. Because this dude refuses to learn, refuses to go out of his way for information.
Insane amounts of lag.
And when he does, it's like stupid. It's really stupid shit.
You're going to play an online game? Are you stupid?
Are you stupid?
Boy.
Boy.
Bjorn Turok, I don't know what you're talking about. I've had 0 problems on stream today. 0. The stream is a nice connection. No issues. So if you're having issues, it's your ISP or your connection. Everything is fine. I don't know what you're talking about there.
Everything's fine here in Pigland.
So anyway, I don't know. This was the Bono says the chat client does not have.
Listen to this. Listen to this.
Your IP address. Others cannot find it through the chat client. The lobby only knows your country, but when you play a game, they get your IP address. What?
What?
You know? Okay.
Okay.
All right. This is so ridiculous.
Right. This is so ridiculous. You see how you guys are stupid? But why do people think I'm attacking them? I'm just saying that what they're saying is stupid.
Understand the legal liability.
You know the thing that's like ridiculous about this? That he doesn't think this is attacking these people, by the way. But if you talk to Phil like this, he would insult you and say you're stupid and you're banned. So, like, dude, come on, grow up. Grow up. When are you gonna grow up? He's 42 years old, but he acts like he's 2. Perpetually 2.
That a company would have if every time that you used something.
Is Fightcade a company? Is it a company or just a bunch of people?
Gave away your IP address.
Oh my god. Are they part of the Better Business
Right?
Bureau? Do they have a rating with them?
Do not understand that. So either you're telling me,
Like, it's I think it is Fightcade is it's a small time thing, a group of people who just love fighting games that provide a service. I don't think they're a company. And he's talking as if they're like an entity, like they're Capcom. And he's like, I trust that. They have a Twitter account.
that people just don't care, and they're so idiotically stupid that they would actively use this fighting game client to play the game and literally open themselves up to doxing and DDoS attacks and trolling.
That could happen on your website, stupid. And the other things, he says this, but he also says, like, you should not go to Kiwi Farms. It's dangerous over there, this and that. So he's willing to accept that people might go to Kiwi Farms and supposedly put themselves at risk to go to that site. But no one would ever do that for Fightcade. Huh? Okay.
And this has been like this for 15 years. All right?
All right.
Or you're wrong.
Or you're wrong.
So, which is it? Do we have a ginormous...
So get this. He's telling him either you're wrong or everyone's stupid. And you know what? This dude goes on and on about how people are stupid every day. Every day. Not literally, by the way. But he says everyone is stupid. All the time when he has the chance. And he's like, either everyone's stupid or you're wrong. What if he's right and just people just don't care? Or they don't have, like, haters like you have?
legal liability, in which case someone...
And also, like, the other thing is, like, how easy would it be to get an IP address from Fightcade, you know? Like, because I saw some people bring up packet sniffers, and I'm like, is that something that, like, you could just do, or is that something you have to, like, go out of your way to get? Because to a degree, you're gonna have to ask yourself, would people do all that for Phil? Maybe. I mean, honestly, you could argue they might. Someone did call into his bankruptcy hearing, so who knows, man? Who knows?
Could sue the fuck out of the company that made Fightcade because they're constantly giving away people's IP addresses without telling them.
And then this is not the same. Giving people's addresses and they'll be legal, whatever the fuck. But the thing is, he's talking as if they're doing it themselves. Like, Fightcade's going around to people saying, hey, this is your IP address for this guy. Okay, that's your opponent. That's their IP address. Okay, bye. No. It's just a fucking mechanic or whatever. Like, he really acts as if the way to get an IP address from the game... Again, I don't know. I'm almost as ignorant as Phil, but I'm open to learn. I doubt it's, like, that easy, you know? I don't think he'll do a match and then, like, you look at it on the screen and there's the IP address, like, on the corner or whatever the fuck. Like, I feel you'd have to do a little bit more work to get it.
Or are you wrong?
Or are you
Which
wrong?
Is it? I'd like to know. I'd like the honest answer.
You know, and this is the kicker. He's doing all this, and guess where this video ends? Like, this is ridiculous. And he doesn't apologize for this. He doesn't apologize. Like, he was caught with his foot in his mouth so many times that he never learned to maybe you shouldn't react like a fucking baby to things. Maybe you should just be a little bit open to maybe that's the case. Or maybe you're wrong. Or whatever. Like, at this point, I kind of wish it ended here and he did Fightcade at this point. Because with the way he acts, he deserved whatever would happen. Like, I almost would not feel bad. Because this dude talks like this to people. He asks his chat, does your IP get leaked? Someone says it does, and he's like, so you tell me that you're stupid, or you're wrong. Like, dude, this is why no one should help him. No one should help him.
Maybe you're right.
Maybe you're right.
This company will just get sued. This is literally like playing a peer-to-peer game via an emulator. This is how it works. I play this with the Tecmo community. So seriously, how would anyone who is a known player who streams, okay, how would you use it? So you tell me I can't use it. You tell me I can't use Fightcade. I'm done. Because all it's going to take is one troll, right, to join a match to play me, and they have my IP address. And then they're just going to fucking post it all over the internet, and then the people are going to DDoS attack me constantly.
Again, that may or may not even happen. Like, it may or may not even happen. He's doing this over something that may happen.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, this is like, honestly, I get it. I mean, it could happen to him. I mean, dude, anything can happen with Phil. But at some point, dude, he has a business line contact with Comcast. Like, they exist for this very reason. Like, out of everyone who uses the internet, he's the dude who can, like, who knows what to do and knows how to remedy these things. Okay.
10 years of people telling me to play on Fightcade. And now, the day when I'm going to do it, now you people tell me in chat that this is what happened.
Now you people tell me. You literally asked in the same podcast, does my IP address leak? And yet again, the other funny thing about this, he hyped up the Fightcade stream that day as a setup stream. We're gonna figure out what's going on and see how the trolling is gonna affect me and this and that. So it was like to figure shit out. He's figuring shit out and he's like acting like this. Dude. And the other thing is, what he could have also done was just set it up and just play offline. Like, he doesn't have to go online. But no, since he didn't do it, guess what's gonna happen? If he ever wants to play these fighting games on a single player level, we're gonna need, get this, another setup stream. Even though he could just do it then and just play offline games. No, can't possibly do that. Why would he do that? And the other thing is, Tevin brought up, like, a few days ago, he was jokingly saying, like, he better not, like, stream himself emulating the games or getting the ROMs. And I'm like, yeah, knowing DSP, he'd probably stream that too. Because this dude's a fucking idiot.
You waited this long to tell me. No, trolls cannot IP grab you off any game. If they did, they would have fucking doxed me 5 zillion times over the years, so you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. That's just stupidity saying that.
What? Oh, okay.
I just want you guys to put yourself into my situation. Really. Just do this for a second, all right?
Okay.
And I want you to.
Okay, I'm going to do it.
I think sadly most people do not.
All right. I'm on board. Let's go. Let's hear it.
Hold you accountable.
I'm going to think about it.
Like shit, and I just want you to listen to me for a second rationally.
I'm listening. Uh-huh. Okay.
For over 10 years, I've exclusively played fighting games on console.
Uh-huh.
Right? Exclusively. And every time that I've done this, I've never had an issue with any kind of security whatsoever because consoles secure all your information.
Okay.
No one's going to get your IP address from playing a fighting game on a console, ever. Right? But because of that, I've had to put up with lag and inferior versions of these games. Right?
Lag is right in Fightcade too, though. Whatever. Okay.
Classic fighting games are not up to snuff with the real versions. They've all had issues with lag, or like I said, with the Capcom Classics collection,
they all have
literally no moderation.
They all have issues
whatsoever.
Okay. I can't ban trolls in Capcom games.
Pretty bad, right? In that regard,
I'm mad.
You get the inferior version, but
I got the inferior version. Correct? Okay, I'm gonna pretend I'm playing Guilty Gear Xrd Rollback Edition on PS4 right now. Okay, and it's the standard Revelator 2. Okay, got that. It does not have rollback, so it's inferior already. And as a smaller player base, so I'm like, oh man, I wish I could play it. I can't kick out a troll. I can't kick him out. No, I'm mad.
Excuse me.
Okay, excuse me. All right.
10 years. Everyone yelled at me I'm doing the wrong thing.
And people are
Everyone
yelling at
uses
me
Fightcade.
that
Why don't you just use Fightcade?
I should use
You're such an
Fightcade.
idiot. You're such a dumbass.
Oh,
You're such a
man.
loser.
People are
you don't do
yelling
what
at me
everyone
about
else
this? Oh,
does. You're not
fuck.
playing the best players because you're not using Fightcade. You should be using
Oh, man. Dude, that does suck. Man, I can't just tell them I have no interest and then just move on. I would have to hear that every day, and then I can't just ignore them? Dude, did they come to your house and say that, or like how? Because I'd assume, like, oh, okay, no, I'm done. This is dumb because I actually like talk about this a little bit. So, I have a podcast. I know, shocking, right? And a few times, like Retro Charles were kept trying to tell me that I should get an emulator. I should like emulate games and this and that. But it's like, look, I'm Apple cucked and all this other bullshit, and I don't really have that much of an interest in doing it because, like, look, I don't have a VPN. I don't really torrent anything because I don't want to because I I got a letter from Comcast saying, we know what you did. We know you fucking took Boardwalk Empire, and we're gonna find you if you do it again. So I'm like, okay, fine. I'm not gonna do it. I'm, whatever. Don't want to deal with that headache. Whatever. And so they tell me every day. It's like, nah, I'm good. I get it, but whatever. And that's it. And I move on because that's the thing. You just move on.
Okay.
But this dude like puts so much stock and value in random people who just yell at him so many times. Like, come on.
So now here we are, 10 years later, and I'm ready. I've been waiting. I got the time set around. Let's do it. Right? Oh, by the way, that exposes your IP address.
So like, okay, so I'm ready to do this, right? And then it's like, oh, you could expose your IP address. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, dude, naturally, it's like, okay, let's even put this in perspective. Everyone's telling you to use Fightcade, right? Okay, and you're concerned about your IP address. You find out it does leak your IP address. You're like, oh, it does? Oh man, that sucks. Well, sorry guys, I would do it, but like, I just don't want to risk my IP to get out there because I have trolls and like, they do some crazy stuff. I know it sounds silly, and look, I get it, but I'm just gonna like play Street Fighter 6 and Guilty Gear Strive and this and that, and then move on. And if you will say, no, do Fightcade, oh, you're being an idiot, you're being a baby, I would just say, it is what it is, and move on. But no, we can't just do that. That's a little too like on the nose. Of course not. Why would DSP just say that when he could just do this?
Oh. You had to wait 10 years to fucking tell me that? Seriously, now I'm fucking pissed.
Dude, these people in 10 years didn't think you were a baby over your IP address. Why would they tell you that? And then they waited 10 years because you asked in the podcast, does it do this? They answered, and you're like, no, I'm pissed. Why did you tell me? So would you rather them not say anything? At least they answered the question, stupid.
I'm legit and very rightly pissed.
No, I'm
that
pissed.
You had to wait to the day that I scheduled it.
Because, dude, you weren't doing it. He wasn't even doing Fightcade at all in these 10 years. He had 10 years. He could have set it up 10 years ago and then asked that back then, does it leak your IP? And he would have gotten the answer then and there. He didn't do it because he had no interest in doing it for 10 years. Now he's interested in doing it, and that's when you find stuff out when you're interested in it. What are you talking about?
Everyone asked me for it for 10 fucking years. Now you're going to tell me, oh, your IP address gets exposed. It gets to the point where when people ask for shit and they start to unfairly treat me away, I'm just going to tell them, shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear you bitching. Because that's where the point we're getting to at this point. Like, people screaming so loudly that they unfairly treat me away, I'm just going to tell them, shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear you bitching.
Wait, what?
To the point where when people ask for shit and they start to unfairly treat me away, I'm just going to tell them, shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear you bitching, because that's where the point we're getting to at this point.
What? Dude, you're playing these games, you're like, oh, I wish I could play that, blah, 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 blah. They tell you, oh, you can play Fightcade. Just a suggestion. And you're like, no, I'm not doing it because it has a bunch of cheaters and tryhards and this and that for all those years. You then decide, okay, I'm going to give it a try. Let's figure it out. Let's figure it out. He was going to do a fucking setup stream to figure shit out. He figured out it does leak your IP, and he's this mad about it. But dude, you had no interest back then. Now you do, and they told you what you needed to know because you're trying to figure it out. You weren't trying to figure out when you were playing fucking Resident Evil 4 Remake, were you? No! Oh my god, I don't know why I'm getting like more upset at this than it should be. But this dude is like being a baby about this. Grow up. Grow up.
Like, people screaming so loudly that I'm doing it wrong, when in reality,
dude, these people were not telling him he was doing anything wrong. Literally, they were just saying you should play Fightcade because it has all these games and this and that. Like, don't support these like re-releases or these ports that are inferior when the Fightcade version is the superior one. That's all they said. Just saying a version is more superior doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. They're just telling you there's another version that's better. That's all they're saying.
He's been doing it right because there's no way that a streamer should be using Fightcade if it gives away your IP address. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired that because I'm Darkside Phil, I'm the brunt of the abuse. I get the one that gets yelled at.
Dude, honestly, you can't complain. You abuse your chat every day. Every day. I don't want to hear it.
And called names and treated poorly because I'm Darkside Phil. That's really the only reason.
This dude shits on people, makes fun of others, and say that they need to grow thick skin every day. And this dude gets told that he's a baby stupid man, and he's crying. He's crying.
Right? If I was anyone else, it would have been like, all right, well, you're a streamer, Fightcade's the best, but, for me, it's like, no, fuck you, Phil, you piece of shit.
No, I love that he's, like, hyping up the negativity. For no reason. No one was this negative about fucking Fightcade, dumbass. People were just telling you because they thought you would like to know about Fightcade. I mean, again, no one should really do shit for this guy. He doesn't deserve it.
Right? You've been doing it wrong for 10 years. Why don't you just listen to us? Right? Okay, well then, I'm listening to you now. Let's do it. Oh,
and that's why he's doing this. Because he listened to you. And he hates listening to people. This dude is a child. He gets this upset because he did something that someone else said he should do, and it turned out badly, so he's mad. But it's like, dude, it didn't even happen. And it may not even have happened. But even if it did, sure, whatever, but no one was telling you you're stupid about not playing Fightcade. If anything, they were just saying you're stupid for saying people cheat on it and saying all kinds of other nonsense.
Oh, wait, actually, your IP just gets exposed. You should have never done this to begin with. See, now Swagonito says, well, streamers use Fightcade all day long. Avoid the puddles, one of them. How? If it gives away your IP address, as people are suggesting in the chat, how? Player Essence, please, please, please kiss my fucking ass and enjoy your...
Player Essence said he should stop playing the victim. And he's very upset because he deserves to be the victim. I am the victim, stupid!
Permanent ban, you dumb piece of fucking shit. Seriously. Fuck off. Asshole.
Asshole. Now he's gonna make a video about you, Phil. How does that make you feel?
Why am I so angry? Because if you were told for 10...
Dude, he doesn't need to be angry. Literally, he asked, does my IP address get leaked? My dude said yes, through the game, whatever. He could have read that and said, oh, it does? Oh, man, that sucks. Like, I guess I can't do it because I don't want to risk the trolls getting my IP again. It happened before, and I don't want to happen again, and it's a pain, it's a hassle to get through. I don't want to deal with it. And that's it. That's all he needed to say. This dude just cannot just be normal. It's really the meme. Why can't you be normal?
Years that you're doing something wrong. For 10 years, you were told you're the one who's doing everything incorrectly. Why don't you just listen to reason? And then the day you're actually going to make amends and change and try to do the thing that people have said this is the right thing to do, you get told, oh no, you can't do it anyway. How would you feel? It doesn't even matter that's Fight Kid. Change and try to do the thing that people have said this is the right thing to do. You get told, oh no, you can't do it anyway.
What?
And then the day you're actually going to make amends and change and try to do the thing that people have said this is the right thing to do, you get told, oh no, you can't do it anyway. How would you feel? It doesn't even matter that's Fight.
I would just say, oh, I can't do it. Oh, okay, whatever. Like, he's acting as if like Fightcade was like the magic bullet to make his streams good again. Like, dude, it's just a program that you don't even need to use. You don't even need to do anything. If it leaks your IP, then move on. There's other things in life to do. This dude is talking as if like Fightcade was gonna like give him a whole new lease on life or some shit. Like, this is what his content was missing. This was the quality that was missing in DSP land. Fightcade. Like, dude, this is like, it's not a tool. It's just a fucking program. It would make more sense if it was like he was getting gung ho to use a green screen, and then suddenly it's like, oh yeah, green screen doesn't work for your setup, Phil. What the fuck? You know, whatever. Or you got like a green screen and it's like this big, like it's tiny, and it's like, I can't use this. What the fuck? And it's like worthless.
Anything, right?
Right? Correct?
I don't know, you know? No, you see, Fightcade is something that the FGC is heavily into and has been. So if you're in the FGC, you probably know about Fightcade. Outside of that, you probably never heard of it. It's not something that you would hear. It's not advertised. It's not something that they're trying to get tons of people to use or anything like that, right?
Right, correct. Yeah, they probably don't advertise it because, you know, I don't think.
No, I don't know what to do. You tell me. What am I supposed to do? Right?
Right. This dude's like a lost baby. Like, he doesn't know where to go. Like, he lost his parents and he's like wandering them all.
I'll just sit here tonight and I'll just fucking sit back like this. I'll just be like, hey, I'm just gonna sit here.
And that's what he did. That's what he did. And he thinks it's funny too, because like this dude literally did that. He came back for the night stream and just sat there and got like almost $300 just sitting there. It's really funny to me that he gets more money throwing a tantrum and doing nothing afterwards. At this point, that should be what he does. He should just do tantrum streams. Watch the latest tantrum from the guy, and then come by at the night and support him. I don't know.
Sit on stream and do nothing. Right? I don't know what else. It's just ridiculous at this point. It really is.
It really is.
I'm just so flabbergasted. I'm just so resigned. It gets to the point where like you get
resentful,
desensitized.
Desensitized.
I shouldn't be upset. I shouldn't be surprised that for 10 years people gave me misinformation and yelled at me for that.
What misinformation? No, he's acting as if people told him for 10 years, your IP doesn't get leaked. It's a safe program. You could do whatever you want on that program. When all they did was say you could play fighting games on the program, they probably just didn't think you'd be such a baby. Like, I'm sure like, if you asked them back then, if your IP gets leaked and they told you no, then you're right. They gave you misinformation, but they didn't even give you the information to be misinformation.
Misinformation and acted like I was a villain or stupid or whatever.
This is like getting mad because the person didn't give you information you didn't ask for. Like, come on.
wrong thing. You know, I guess I shouldn't I shouldn't expect to be treated with respect. I guess
Oh,
that's
fuck
actually the
off!
best way to put it.
This has nothing to do with respect. It has nothing to do with respect. If anything, you don't deserve it at all. He gives respect to nobody. He doesn't respect anyone. And he's like saying, no one respects me. Fuck you. You don't deserve it. Like, dude, like, the only people who deserve respect, in my eyes, is like cool people and people who don't like do this shit. I don't know. I don't know where I was gonna go with that. I was gonna try to make a joke, but it would come off weird. So I was like, nah, never mind. But this dude does not deserve fucking respect. Like, this dude deserves to be spit on and like, maybe eat shit. But again, he might enjoy that because this dude has a fucking poo fetish.
I should not expect to be treated with any kind of respect. Whatever people tell me,
Again, he asked his chat, does your IP get leaked? He could have asked this question for 10 years, by the way. He never did. He asked today, or Tuesday. A dude said it could happen. And he's like, no one respects me anymore. Dude, you weren't doing Fightcade for 10 years. You wouldn't even have thought to ask. And you're getting mad. No one just volunteered the information to you. Like, they should have known. Like, dude, come on. Come on.
out of 10, they're fucking with me. They're just, any criticism of me actually isn't valid. It's just people.
And then to lump this in with criticism is stupid. How bad do you really have to be at reading to not comprehend what's being written down for you? Like, if I criticize them for like saying, hey, you should change your shirt because it looks bad on camera. How is that like not good criticism? Or whatever the fuck. Or let's not include the stream is starting slide or whatever in the podcast. Like, is that bad criticism because I'm a troll and I think that? Like, dude, shut up.
Trying to basically make fun of me just for the sake of making fun of me, right? I thought this was legit. I thought, dude, it's like, oh,
you could tell criticism that's making fun of you and not. But this dude cannot decipher. This dude is illiterate. Like, I've said this before. It started as a joke, and since then, I am starting to feel he is illiterate to a degree, at least, because I just can't comprehend how you could just not understand criticism from an insult. Like, it's one thing to say, Phil, here's how you can improve your co-op streams with Cat, versus Phil, put Cat on a diet and put her on a treadmill and put her in like a little hamster ball and have her roll around to lose weight. Like, that's insulting. Or saying like, Phil, you should like get a little pig nose so every time you snort, it's like you're a little pig. Like, of course that's an insult. Whatever the fuck. But this dude is so dumb. He took the Cat co-op suggestion and thought that was an insult to her. This dude is so dumb and so fucking lame. My God.
People really haven't. Phil's been really missing out on playing old school fighters, right? He's really been missing out because he just doesn't listen because he's stubborn, he's obstinate. And so after all these years, I get to a point where I actually have a situation where I have a PC that I can play Fightcade. Let's do it. I'm excited to do it. We have the time to do it. I made the time to do it. I want to set it up. I want to do it. And then the morning before I'm going to do it, you tell me it gives away my IP address. It only took 10 fucking years.
Because you weren't setting it up for 10 years.
Horny Gordon Rule says Fightcade doesn't openly display your IP. It's still accessible during gameplay due to peer-to-peer nature like Call of Duty. So explain this to me.
Oh my
How
God.
does anyone ever stream Call of Duty? Because don't you think there's malicious parties who would get someone's IP address who's a streamer and DDoS attack them or post it all over the internet?
What if that does happen?
That people play
this
Call
dude
of Duty.
Like, whatever. Okay.
How is it possible that Avoid the Puddle plays on Fightcade and doesn't get his IP address doxed? How is this possible?
Maybe they don't care. How is it possible?
No, not a VPN, you incredible dunce. Stop saying VPN. VPNs are not for online play. Wow, that is a stupid answer. Just the very nature of the fact that you don't know
Oh
how a
god.
VPN works is hilarious. To say that in a
Holy
chat,
shit.
that you
Fucking
think that you want to
Safari,
add latency
please.
by using a VPN in an online play, that is incredibly stupid, what you're saying.
Incredibly stupid.
Well, I guess it's a shot then. I guess we're just not doing it. You know?
You know?
I guess we're not doing it. What a waste of time this whole thing has been. Seriously.
Seriously.
What a hilarious waste of time this discussion has been.
Oh my god. Why is Safari doing this suddenly? And like my CPU usage is like 6%. It's not like 100 or anything. Like I run low CPU usage on this than the guy.
All these years that people
Come
have
on.
yelled at me to play Fightcade. Because I'm being told, like legit,
Oh,
someone
yeah,
who's
look at my
trying to help in
CPU
chat
usage.
says,
That's probably what I need.
this is
what I
why
should do.
in things like Fightcade it's considered friend groups or friend lobbies, people you trust playing against each other. That way it's not people using the information maliciously against you or anything.
Oh my god, who the fuck's
That's what they're
calling?
saying. Yeah, play with trust.
Oh, it's spam. Okay, I'm just gonna mute this. You don't need to listen to spam. Get out of here. Fuck off. Oh my god. Stop. This is bullshit.
Friends only. Well, then I can never use Fightcade ever. Not a single fucking time can I ever
Yeah,
play
he has no
Fightcade,
friends.
right?
Another
So I'm done.
case of
That's it.
of no
Fightcade
friends.
is off the table. Now we have to change the schedule for the next 2 nights because I cannot play this program, even though people have demanded that I use it for a decade. Outright told me I'm an idiotic moron buffoon for playing console versions of fighting
Oh
games.
my god,
when Fightcade
dude.
exists.
Fine, no,
And,
you know,
I mean, literally.
you're not stupid for playing console games. You're stupid for being you, stupid. Oh my god, just fucking drink bleach or whatever.
Outright been insulted.
God damn.
As if I'm just fucking stupid as shit.
You are stupid. Just accept the fact you're a stupid baby man.
Because I've been playing on console. But now I find out
oh my
actually I
God.
was in the right.
Oh, hold on. I'm gonna relaunch Safari. Hold on. All right. Let's see. Let's see if this will behave for the rest of the video.
Use it for a decade. Outright told me I'm an idiotic moron buffoon for playing console versions of fighting games when Fightcade exists. And, I mean, literally. Outright been insulted as if I'm just fucking stupid as shit because I've been playing on console. But now I find out actually I was in the right all along. Right? Like,
right?
Wow. That's tremendous. That's absolutely tremendous.
But how is he right? What was he right about? It's not like he said that it did leak your IP address and that, like, whatever. He wasn't right. He wasn't wrong. He just literally just didn't want to do it because he was happy playing the console version. He didn't even know about this. That's why he asked. That's why he asked. Even earlier I said maybe he didn't know about this, whatever. But let's even ignore that because he never even said it, right? Correct? He didn't even know, so how was he right or wrong about this?
Amazing.
Because every time he was asked to play Fightcade, he said, I don't want to play Fightcade because it's full of tryhards and people who cheat in the games. I don't want to do that because I would much rather play a game that's officially released by Capcom or whatever the fuck. And that's what he said. And, whatever. But people are saying, well, just play these. These are better versions. And now he's saying that he was right. About what? You're not playing it not because of the version, because your IP gets leaked, stupid. It has nothing to do with you being right as to why you didn't play it for years. You didn't play it because of the IP address, stupid. You didn't want to play it because of the fucking versions. And he also said that the Super Turbo version that's in Fightcade is incorrect. It's incorrect anyway. So this dude is full of nonsense. Just go back and listen to them. All of his reasons why he didn't want to play Fightcade does not line up to this.
And again, guys, I was 100% gung-ho. I was going to do this tonight. 100%. I was in line.
See, this is what I mean. I think the other Theo theory on this for me is that he did this on purpose to make an example. Because either he knew a little bit that maybe it did leak his IP, so he wanted to do a little performance for his little audience so that they will no longer ask for him to play any emulators or anything. He doesn't want to do his little song and dance, so that it's another thing that they'll remember if they ever ask him to play another emulator. Because that's how he operates.
Play tonight with all of you to enjoy retro fighting games. And apparently I'm just not allowed that luxury like everybody else is.
It's a free victim complex,
because
too.
I'm Dark Side Phil, and
He's
everyone
Dark
just
Side
wants
Phil,
to
man.
fuck on shit on me constantly, right? All right, so unless anyone can prove differently, I guess it's off the table. We're not doing Fightcade. It's done. You know, I'm glad I didn't fucking do anything early, because again, everyone's saying, oh, just do it early, set it up early. Imagine if I did, and then it gets canceled after all that
Look at that. But you said you didn't want to do it early because you gotta do it on stream, man.
work. Fuck that.
Fuck
you know?
that.
No, a Google search wouldn't have done any of this, because you need to hear it
Dude,
first.
Meerkat literally Google searched this, found the answer within seconds. But this dude hates Google search. He hates Google.
From people who use it to truly understand anything. Google searches are pretty fucking worthless.
Why? Why
right now,
is
if
it...
you do a Google search, it'll tell you that fucking there's aliens on Earth and all kinds
What
of...
are you talking about? Okay, I'm gonna do a Google search. I'm gonna search up, how... Wait, no. When was Biken first introduced in Guilty Gear? That's what I'm gonna search. Okay. First thing that pops up, Biken is a character in Arc System Works Guilty Gear fighting game series created by Daisuke Ishiwatari and first appearing in the 1998 video game Guilty Gear. Biken was originally depicted as being a male, before being changed to female, tomboy to give her more impact as a character. You know, I've seen a lot of people say a lot of stuff about Biken, and I didn't get it. I didn't care. I was like, let it be, because I whatever. Let people enjoy what they want. But now I get it. I see it. But she's still great. Any excuse to show off Biken, baby. I wish there was a 3D figure of her, obviously, but this is the best I can do. I have a bigger one. I have a bigger acrylic one over there, but it's a one with her in a party kimono or whatever. Okay, so that was a Google search, and then the first link was the Guilty Gear wiki about Biken. Is Biken non-binary? When did Biken lose her arm? Is Biken a guest character? When did she lose her arm? Let's see that. Biken was attacked by one of her own people in gear form, and losing her left eye and right arm as a child. That's fucked up. This was before she was fully attacked by the mutation strain, as otherwise her arm and eye would have regenerated. Ah. See? Guilty Gear is cool, guys. That's why I talk about it, obviously. But that was the Google search. It didn't tell me anything wrong or anything nefarious. I mean, maybe the one thing that people would probably roll their eyes at is the non-binary question, but that's just a question. Anyone can ask questions.
Weird shit. You know what you're talking about. You need to actually talk to people who actively use the technology.
Do I need to ask Daisuke about Biken to know about Biken?
I have no idea what we're doing.
Probably.
Tonight.
I should ask him. I should find Daisuke. Hey,
I guess
Daisuke.
we're just gonna have a random stream where I'm just coming on stream and doing whatever.
What made you think of Biken and her hair?
No gameplay and we just fuck around. We could do a Game Pass.
Tell me, how did she tie her hair like that?
Doing is just exploring Game Pass and seeing if there's any games in there we're interested in.
And guess what? He never played Game Pass.
You have no idea
Gordon
implications
rules.
of what you're saying. They're like, it just that person. What they're saying, it doesn't happen that often. You should just do it anyway. You should just stream Fightcade and see what happens. Yes, because if my IP address gets doxxed, right? Totally, I'll just be able to easily stream every day, and it won't affect my business in a negative way or anything, right? I won't be able to.
The dude said it may not even happen. He could just say it takes one dude to do it. But whatever.
Money,
I mean, I don't have to make the arguments for him.
What are you talking about? Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my fucking god.
Oh my fucking god. I swear he does this so he could decrease his face.
I'm definitely titling this podcast the Fightcade Disaster episode. For sure.
He didn't, by the way.
I mean, thank God we had this conversation, because if we didn't,
so I'm going to also say this is a little relevant to this.
Really bad. right?
I
It just
was
would have been
sometimes
terrible.
blaming OBS for how Safari acts, but I think it's a
So
Safari.
obviously, I'm very happy.
But Chrome also acted
that
weird sometimes too,
it
and
didn't
Chrome
come to
takes a
that,
lot of RAM.
and that we basically dodged yet
And I
another
swear,
bullet,
I had good times
right?
with Safari. I had no problems.
Oh my
And
god!
now I'm having
All
problems.
right, no Fightcade tonight. I guess we'll either just have a hangout session, or we'll maybe do some Game Pass
I need to find a
exploration
better
or something
browser.
like that. And then I guess tomorrow night we're either going to be doing like Street Fighter or Helldivers or something.
Or something.
There you go.
There you go.
Well, thanks for at least for being honest on the stream chat. Those who tried to help, I really do appreciate that. And thank you for understanding that I just can't take that liability to have my entire business shut down because of this. That would be pretty fucking stupid, don't you think?
Don't you think? Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Let's get the shout outs. Holy shit.
You have a
What a
business account.
podcast
Wouldn't
this
that
has
be
been.
like the point?
Only Iced Coffee, thanks for 35 months of support.
Jordan, another super chat says, what games were you going to try to play on Fightcade? I was going to try to play all the classic.
I love it. He just says
all the classic
no
fighters that I liked
specifics.
from back in the day. Super Turbo.
Whatever.
X-Men
Super
vs. Street
Turbo,
Fighter,
of
Marvel
course.
vs. Capcom, Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, the Alpha games, you know, Darkstalkers, just to name a few. All the games from my youth from the 90s that I loved, that I played in arcades.
Like,
right?
Part of this also sounds... Oh my god, there's more to this video. What the fuck?
Easy Steve did a super chat. It's time to
whatever.
play whatever you want. Yeah, I guess so.
Play
Time to do
whatever you
I
want.
Tonight. He says, obviously, Fightcade's not possible.
Yeah, now he decides
And
to sit there
Jordan
and
did
get
another super chat. Are there
$300
any
for
other ways to
doing
try to play the
nothing.
game on Fightcade or another service? There are no other services that basically are better than Fightcade. They're all the same, I'm assuming. I'm clueless about this. Sorry.
There's no services better than Fightcade. They're all the same. Huh.
There isn't. Yeah, apparently there's nothing. And again, the VPN doesn't work. VPNs, for those who don't know, do you know what a VPN is?
Oh my god, I'm just gonna skip this.
So for example, let's say you had Netflix. Well, in the United States, only certain stuff is available on Netflix.
Man, okay.
Action has to ping through that other location first before it then goes to where the destination is. So imagine I'm trying to play someone over Fightcade who's located in California. If I just go direct to them, it's a connection.
Man, okay. Then, you know what? Then why not just have a VPN and say that, oh, I'm in California? It's like one state over. Like, really? Okay.
Hey, you're adding dramatic amounts of lag to the situation, in which case it just becomes not viable.
Like, it's like as if, like, he's gonna tell it that he lives in Africa and go from there. But it's like, you don't have to go to a different country.
To doing it. You
Whatever.
see?
Okay, you see? You see? But he's not that bright. I mean,
okay.
Pigs. Well, they say pigs are smart, but not this one.
Just a reminder that we have all new animations on the chat.
This was a pig that was
for any super chat
a flat-headed
up
pig.
to $5.
Flat-headed
We've
pigs,
seen
I
that
don't
a few
think are
times
smart.
already here today, which is the Zangief one. But then we have 4 more new animations, each for a $10, $20, $30. Street Fighter animations. Everything public on SRK and Alpha-ism, I don't even know what Alpha-ism is literally recorded and archived. I hope you unban that man.
Oh, man.
Removed posts would not be recorded. You're talking about things that were public when SRK went down. Wrong. When SRK went down, when they took it offline, okay, it didn't have all the posts. I'm telling you, like, I had entire threads and things in there that were removed. Now, a lot of them were because I was an asshole troll, right? And I've admitted that. That back in the day, I was a pretty bad troll, right?
Sure, okay. I mean, I really hope that June documentary doesn't debunk this one.
I absolutely know that I caused a lot of people misery.
Sure, buddy.
Right? At the same time, there was a lot of misery, stuff that was going on in the community.
Imagine. Your life is hell, and this is the guy that caused it. Imagine. Like, that's truly sad. I don't think it's possible. Exit out on that one.
So you're
they
wrong.
Probably just banned him because it's like, this dude is stupid. Get him out of here.
Stuff that went down on SRK. I wish there was.
You know, it's comparable to the people in his chat that try to like dunk on him, but they don't get banned. But DSP keeps them around to like drain their money. Those are the people that would be banned anywhere else. But since DSP likes their little quarters, they stick around.
Because then I could actually prove that I was pointing out flaws in the netcode and that it was deleted, right? Now, what you'll never find an archive of is the private conversations that I have with these people on IRC, which is actually where most Street Fighter discussion went down. It didn't happen on SRK. That was the public-facing post. The real shit went on behind the scenes on IRC.
So why didn't you
chat.
bring it up? So
used
why
to happen,
why
but
didn't you
those-
bring it up on the public facing stuff? Why didn't you bring it up other places? If you knew the Cannon brothers controlled SRK so much, why didn't you just go to another website with this information, buddy? Huh?
They're long gone. But absolutely, these
Like,
things
it's
happen.
really
It doesn't
funny. He has no receipts or like nothing. He didn't care that much. Like, it's very obvious it wasn't enough for him to like be bothered with it,
matter
right?
what you think you found
Whatever.
archived on the internet because a bunch of people who don't like me found negative archives.
You can go fuck yourself and kiss my ass. I'm telling you like it is. You
He's telling you
fucking
like it is,
buffoon.
you buffoon.
Okay. Someone took the buck and says, well, if all the modern fighting games kind of bother you, what do you think? How do you think Fightcade would affect you? I mean, here's the thing, okay? I feel like playing the classics, at first it will be stressful. Because, like I
Oh
said,
my
there's that whole
God.
try-hard mentality of people who
Try
never
hard
given up
mentality.
playing
You're a
these
try
games.
hard.
We're playing them online, and who would constantly be practicing how to kick my ass, but at the same time,
Why are these people tryhards for playing a game? Like, I follow an artist on Twitter. I know, right? And they play Guilty Gear, and they sometimes post videos of their jam combos. Their Jambo combo, dude.
there's a feeling
Is
of
that a person to try hard?
competition that I would get back for those games. Like, it's the same thing with any game. When you get to that certain level, you're gonna start to enjoy
Get
it
to that
more.
level.
Plus, there's something you're not understanding. Old school fighting games are not like modern fighting games. Okay, in most old school fighting games, you can't just spam a pattern nonstop and get away with it. You just can't.
You can't.
They're not built that way. You took a lot more level of skill for execution, a lot
Sure.
more level
Uh-huh.
of intelligence, a lot more being able to react to things.
His
as
like Super
opposed to,
Turbo
oh,
gameplay
here's a
was
safe
fucking
pattern I can do
stinky.
over and over.
It's all
The
pattern
meta of these
play.
games
I
took
hated
so
it.
long
I
to
hate
be
watching
discovered, and to
it.
this day, there's still things being discovered about the meta of old school fighters, as opposed to in Street Fighter 6, we knew the rushdown meta within like 4 months, and that was it. It's been the same since. It hasn't even changed, right?
But, huh?
So that's the difference. Would there be
I
stress
don't believe
playing
that either. I
old
think
school
it
fighters? Of
changed.
course there would be. Absolutely. there would be.
Whatever. This dude doesn't really care.
But at the same time, I think I would like it more because it is the retro stuff I grew up with. And once I get back into the swing of things, I think
Yeah,
it would be
old is good,
pretty
new bad,
enjoyable.
right? Right.
Okay.
Okay. Uh-huh.
I got a $2 tip.
You know, I kind of remember this being
this
way more
person says,
crazy
Fightcade
yesterday.
does not give away your IP
but
address.
this is
Others
pretty
cannot find
crazy.
it through a chat client. They only have your country code. If you're that worried, get a VPN. So again, this is the discussion we just had.
Okay.
Literally the discussion we just had. Correct?
Uh-huh. Correct. Okay, so we don't need to
So-
reiterate it, right? Correct?
If the risk is present, and if you're so confident it doesn't give away the IP address, why would you recommend a VPN? Right?
Oh
And
my
we
God.
just discussed why
Dude,
a VPN is not viable. in a
Dude, if
competitive
you don't
online
want to do it, just don't do it and move
game
on with your
in
life.
any situation.
God
It's
damn.
just a dumb suggestion.
Like, we need
Jordan
a
now
whole...
did a $10 super chat.
So we really need a whole day to pass for for him to move on, I guess.
Thank you so much, Jordan. He says, I'm not trying to be pushy. What if you emailed the Fightcade support to get guaranteed confirmation if it's safe?
Okay, and then he tries to email him. We're not watching that.
Maybe help?
This dude, look how hard it is for him to figure anything out. So I need to find Fightcade. I can't message them on Twitter. I got to go to their website.
There's no way to contact them.
No way to contact them. By the way, they have a Discord.
Okay?
By the way,
They want to have classic games.
They literally have a Discord. Why not try that? You have a Discord, Phil. Oh, you don't want people to know. Oh.
protected for posterity purposes. They want you to be able
Posterity.
to play these games.
But why not
even
just
though
whatever? No, I'm not
They're
even
not
thinking. I'm not
really
even talking
represented
about
anymore.
it.
There's no good console versions, and you
Not
can't
gonna
really
give
play
them
the arcade
ideas.
versions. All they want to do is preserve fighting games. I respect that, right? It's not their fault that I have a giant troll community of idiots who are just foaming at the mouth to try to get my IP address and fuck with me. You know,
Fuck
there's
with
zero
Phil?
fault to them. Why would I fault them?
Oh
That's
my
ridiculous.
god, dude, this is so lame that he's sitting
But
here
there's
like,
no way to
why
contact
would I blame them? Why are we talking about blaming? I thought this guy doesn't like people doing the blame game. You know, I remember there was like some rant that was going on about something, and he's like, "Why do you have to blame people? I don't like to sit here and point the blame. Oh, it's this guy, that guy's fault, man. Let's not blame things." And this dude always talk about blaming something or someone. Come on,
Them. I just checked,
he just checked.
and
guys.
there's no way to contact them for what I can see. So, yeah,
Maybe-
Joel off. Don't worry, man.
Oh
Everyone,
my
some
God.
people are apologizing now.
I
They
know
feel
they're
bad 'cause they're like,
apologizing.
oh, I feel like I
Yeah,
I
because
ruined it
you
for
went through a fucking meltdown in front of them, yelling at them and like crying. And he's like, "Why are you? You don't need to apologize. Then don't act like a baby. Don't have a temper tantrum. He needs a pacifier. That's what he needs. He needs to like get a little pacifier, and there should be a $1 tip goal reward because he needs that immediately. He can't just wait until like an arbitrary number. He needs it immediately because this dude, man, oh man.
How did you ruin it for me? No, what you did is you saved me a giant headache, is what you did. You saved me a giant problem headache, which would have been awful if I basically went through with it and then my IP address got leaked. 'Cause here's the
Again,
thing,
he
even
wasn't
know
gonna he wasn't gonna play online. He was saying maybe, but it wouldn't be anything. Whatever, okay.
My current setup if I have the ability to get a new IP address. Here's why. Previously, I had a Comcast.
Oh man.
That's just how it is. Ever since I lived here for 10 years, we found this out. That there's no way for me to unplug my modem, plug it back in, and get a new IP address. It keeps giving me the same IP address over and
Yeah,
over.
that's how it works for everyone. I mean,
We had to
like-
find workarounds for that to fix it. Like, I would have a tech out
Oh,
here, and we'd have to
man.
plug 2 modems in at the same time, so one of them would get a new IP address, then we unplug the one
You
with
know,
the
he
old
says
one.
he figured that out with them. I don't think so. I think they did that because like, come on.
Only keep the new one, and that's how I could get a new IP address. It was the only way to do it, okay? But now I have a new modem, brand new, third party. So I don't know if that modem will do the same thing because I still have Comcast internet, or if that new modem would actually act differently and seek out a new IP address. If I were just to unplug it for a while and replug it, I'd have to test it, and I haven't tested it because I haven't had a single problem.
Oh my god,
Since
dude.
that Comcast employee was shit canned last year. So, I haven't fucked with it. Maybe I should
Comcast
fuck
should
with
hire
it
him
to figure it
again.
out. King Gogan says, I saw some Reddit posts.
And
Someone
give him a
claims you can use
raise.
a packet sniffer and you get the other player's IP address. This is pretty nutty. So I'm not doing it. Forget it.
Wait,
I can't-
packet sniffer.
I haven't fucked with it. Maybe I should fuck with it to figure it out. King Gogan says, I saw some Reddit posts. Someone claims
my
you can
God,
use a
King
packet sniffer
Gogan.
and you get the other player's IP address.
And he got it from
This is pretty
Reddit,
nice.
the best website, Reddit. Everyone loves Reddit,
I'm
right?
not doing it. Forget it. I can never play Fightcade, guys. And again, I don't blame the Fightcade makers. That's not the intention of why they made the client. They made it for posterity, for old school fighting games.
Oh
to
my
have them
god! And
viable
then he
be
has to
played
tell us
online,
every day.
so
I'm
you
not
still have
blaming
vibrant
them,
communities.
dude.
They're
like,
not designing their thing to
Okay,
be foolproof from
we
these
get
kind of
it.
malicious people. So I'm very glad I didn't put myself in harm's way. And in fact, I'm gonna go as far to say this: how much do you want to bet that a lot
Oh
of the
my
people who have been
God.
yelling at me and calling me names and insulting me for a decade, saying that playing it on
Dude.
console was the wrong way to do it, literally
Dude, are you fucking stupid? I say drink bleach. Maybe you should start drinking paint. Buy a big bucket of paint and drink it. Drink it all down. Tell me how the color purple tastes.
doing that to goad me into using Fightcade so that I would get doxxed. How much do you want to
You
bet
already
they
been
knew that was
doxxed.
the case?
He
and they were
already
just hoping
been
that I'd be
doxxed.
stupid enough to one day do it, right?
Oh my
I guarantee it.
god. And the paranoia.
Not everyone,
The
of course,
paranoia, dude.
But I guarantee you that's the case.
Oh, not everyone. Okay.
So that's what I mean. I got to be very skeptical when I start hearing people scream at me about certain shit
Oh my
things.
god.
I definitely got to start being more skeptical about it.
This dude is insane.
It just sucks because man, I was craving
Like
old
he
school
can't
fighting games.
just
I was literally
infer
looking forward
anything. He
to
can't.
tonight and
He
tomorrow.
can't just deduce things. He gets a suggestion. He could read it and say, let's say that there's another emulator suite or whatever the fuck called Fightland, and someone says, Phil, you should play Fightland. He could just read it and be like, oh, Fightland is an emulator. Okay, I'm gonna look this up and I'm gonna see if it does anything with your IP address. And he can figure this out. And let's say on the front page of the website it says it leaks your IP. And you can just say, nah, no thanks. And that's it. But it always has to be some aggressive response. Oh, I'm gonna like shit on them and make them bleed, man.
Night a ton because I was like, man, if I can get old school fighters in the rotation, that would be so much fun to be able to play. And but no.
I'll be
just-
honest. I'm
not
glad.
allowed to-
I'm glad he's not doing Fightcade. I'm gonna put it out there because I'm I don't want to hear him brag about fucking Super Turbo. I'm telling you, we would have pre-streams. Like, if you think the Street Fighter 6 segments are bad, boy, the Super Turbos things would the Super Turbo segments would make you want to drink paint too.
Yeah, not me. I'm the one guy who can't do it. Everyone else can, but not Phil. No, it's not for Phil. Right? You know what's sad too? Because Drew Corporation just said something. He said, "Play it on your own time. Get that itch taken care of." Just for the record, I'm not
Oh
going
my
to.
god.
But sadly, if someone were to ever go on there and impersonate me, they would probably be completely doxxed and destroyed. Like, even if someone went on there, oh, I'm DSP, right? Probably trolls would find
Well, who would
them
want to do
and,
that?
oh, that might be him. So get his information, and they probably fucking get their IP address
Oh
and
my
dox them
God.
and all kinds of fucked up shit. But I'm not stupid. I'm not going to put myself in harm's way in any way. So thank you to the Blimp. He did another super chat, and he says, we support you, whatever you choose to do. Well, obviously, we're not doing 5K tonight. It's completely off the table. 100% completely off the table. So,
Completely off
what
the
are we doing?
table.
I don't know.
What are we doing?
I mean, we could either do a chill late night stream
drinking
where we just
paint.
hang out and talk, or we could do a Game Pass night or a combo.
He's
where
not
we
doing
hang
Game
out for
Pass
half the
night
stream and we go on
anymore.
Game Pass and look at some random games for half
Like,
the stream.
why would he do that?
And then
Game Pass
tomorrow, I don't know.
has games. I mean, come on. He
What do we
likes
do tomorrow?
sitting doing
'Cause again,
nothing.
tomorrow
Literally,
is gonna be me
he
playing
chose
Old
to
School
do
Fighters and
sitting
Oz
down
off
and
the
doing
table.
nothing.
I don't know.
I don't know.
So, this guy's name, listen to this.
Listen to this.
This guy's name is One Pump Chump. I'm not making that up.
What's
Someone
the
just
joke?
tipped me.
Why?
Who's 30?
Why is that? What's the reference? Does anyone know? I don't know One Pump Chump. I don't even know what that is. I'm not gonna look it
$1
up.
tip, and their name is One Pump Chump. All right.
I
can't imagine what that would possibly be a reference to.
What's that a
But
reference
thank you
to?
very much.
I don't know.
Let's get the animation again.
Huh?
Again, you're going to see the $30 animation a second time.
Okay.
Keep in mind, there are new ones for $10, $20, and $50 you guys haven't seen. Concerns are true. There is extra lag. But remember something? Console servers are conceptually doing exactly the same thing. Instead of a console server, it's a VPN server for Fightcade. That's how both work to protect your IP. VPN servers are built for speed. They're significantly faster. Some Fightcade users say it's much better than playing on PlayStation or Xbox because of that. Perhaps it's worth experimenting with just a 1-month membership to something like ExpressVPN.
Now, notice this, right? Before someone gave him this amount of handholding to understand what a VPN is, he was like, no, it doesn't work. The lag is crazy, this and that. This dude gave him information that explained how it works better than consoles. And get a load of this.
That is US servers that you can leverage. Is it really? I mean, let's think about this.
Let's think about it. Let's think about this.
Right?
Right.
Is it really worth it?
Is it worth
to get
it?
a membership to a VPN?
Is it worth it? DSP, you had an hour of crying about your IP address. To the point, it sounds like it's worth the money to get one.
To then try to get that to work in conjunction with my work PC, to then try to get that to work in conjunction with Fightcade, to then set everything.
Dude, there's no way. There's no way it's that crazy.
Up and try to do these matches and see if there's
I
lag.
don't.
And if
whatever.
it even works, because what if it doesn't work and then my IP somehow still gets exposed anyway? Or what if they DDoS the IP of the VPN? Doesn't that still knock you offline anyway? In which case, now I have to constantly change my IPs all the time when I try to play Fightcade. Does it really make sense? The answer is no. The answer is, if you can see someone's IP over Fightcade, I can never use it. Period. That's the answer, sadly.
Sadly.
It's just not worth it. It's just not worth the stress and the effort. You know? Why wouldn't they be able to DDoS a VPN server? They have the IP address. They could DDoS it.
Maybe they have DDoS
Right?
protection. I heard that like on Meerkat's stream, like Comcast offers that.
What I see is
Maybe
it's
for
just
business
becoming,
only, I don't
it's just
know.
a nightmare at this
Whatever.
point, right? Instead of it being something fun.
But like,
we
look
can
at
bring
this.
Class
Someone gives them an answer. Sounds complicated. I'm not doing it. I don't know what that means. What is it? I don't know. Look. It's really confusing. I have to do this and that. Like, okay. I'm sure the first time it's gonna be crazy, but you're gonna get used to it, dude.
fighting games to DSP streams. You could play the games from his youth. You could see him, from when he was at his prime, playing those games actively.
Oh my god! Then listen to this. See, I'm telling you, it would be worse if he played it. we're already getting the cringe, and it's not, and he's not even playing it. You're gonna see me in my prime, playing my favorite games.
High level of Super Turbo and stuff like that in the best version possible. Instead, it's just become this fucking bloated nightmare mess of stress, right? So what's the fucking point at this point?
What
You know?
stress? You didn't even do anything. There's no stress.
True Corporation says, you should reach out to a VPN company for sponsorship. You're the ideal client for their services with all the crap you get. Yeah, I don't
Is
know.
he?
Shit. I don't even know who I would like. Who would it be?
Who would it be?
I like you said, ExpressVPN. I know ExpressVPN.
Why would he reach out? I thought he's against sponsorships. Doesn't Phil tell us every day he would never do a sponsorship? And he also complained about VPN sponsorships as well. So why would he want to get one? Huh?
And the sponsorships, but they usually do sponsorships with giant people. You know, they're not doing sponsorships with a dude who has like 300 people on his stream. I don't think they're going to sponsor me, just being honest.
How do you know? What if they did?
Nor am I even really looking for a sponsorship.
Oh, now he's not
Right?
looking for one.
I'm just looking for a way to do things so people can't fuck with me.
Well, I mean, the sponsorship could be
All
two birds, one stone type of
right.
deal.
Any last minute? I know we went really long on this podcast. Any last minute questions or concerns? Anybody? Before we
Anybody?
adjourn. Now that Fightcade's off the table, I guess we're just doing whatever
forever.
again tonight. Great.
We're gonna sit down and
It's two-night
jiggle.
stream shot, and I still don't know if we should do Elden Ring or Helldivers 2 tomorrow. I have no idea.
He should play Paint Bucket, where you drink all the paint,
Oh, excuse me.
and
Sorry
then
about that,
and then
everybody.
he gets to review
Whoa.
it, each color.
All right,
review each
everyone.
color.
Well,
drink the rainbow.
Thank you for the honest
in
podcast.
paint.
I certainly was not expecting this.
Oh, God.
Seriously, after all the years of people
Oh God,
screaming
this
at
is
me
terrifying
to
with his
play
edit.
Fightcade and telling me I was
Holy
in the
shit.
wrong for not doing it,
Oh,
and literally
okay.
outright insulting me and my intelligence for playing console
Now
classic
it's
fighters.
normal slide.
To find out
Feels
today that
bad,
it was
man.
never viable to begin with and always a huge liability is pretty ironically hilarious to me. So I want to say thank you for being honest on the show. That I didn't make
Thank
a
you for
horrible
being
mistake
honest.
that wouldn't have, paid off and would have
Oh
ended
my
up
God.
being all screwed up for my business. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I really do appreciate that.
All right.
And sadly we can't do Fightcade.
Sadly,
it's just
we
off the
can't do
table for now.
Fightcade.
Sucks
Alright.
ass, right?
Sucks
but
ass.
it's life, I guess.
That's life.
At least I found
Burn
out
in
before
hell,
the
burn
disaster
hell.
struck. So
Yes,
it is
can't
what it
change who
is.
you are, I guess.
Thank you all. Tonight, I have no clue what we're doing. We're doing a stream. I just don't know. I'll probably just call it the whatever stream, and people show up and hang out, and we
The
do
whatever stream.
I'm totally okay with checking out Game Pass or whatever if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, that never happened. All right, that is it for this video. I will see you next time when I do another DSP video. Hope you enjoyed it. Gladly, this is only 2 hours long, so I succeeded, man. But thank you for watching, and always remember...
Time to skedaddle on out of here.